Imagine waking up every day with no motivation. Imagine effortlessly breaking bad habits, attracting opportunities, and achieving goals that once seemed impossible. What if I told you that the key to this transformation isn't just hard work or luck? It's hidden in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like the silent director of the movie of your life. It controls 95% of your decisions, habits, and emotions, often without your knowledge. But once you learn to reprogram it, you can rewrite your entire story. It's not magic, it's science, and it's time to learn how to use it. Think of your mind as a vast, uncharted ocean. The conscious part, the thoughts you are aware of, is only the surface. Below it is the subconscious, a deep and powerful force that stores every memory, belief, and emotion you have ever experienced. This hidden part of your mind shapes your reality more than you realize. These responses are not random. They are programmed responses from your subconscious. The good news is that you are not bound by these programs. Neuroscience has proven that the brain can rewire itself, a phenomenon called neuroplasticity. This means you can erase limiting beliefs, install empowering beliefs, and take control of your life in ways you never thought possible. In this audiobook, we will explore how your subconscious works, why it holds you back, and most importantly, how to reprogram it for success, happiness, and unstoppable confidence. Let's begin. Chapter 1. What is the subconscious mind and how does it work? Think of your subconscious mind as the silent powerhouse working behind the scenes of your everyday life. While your conscious mind is busy making decisions, solving problems, and focusing on tasks, your subconscious handles everything else, keeping your heart beating, your lungs breathing, and even storing every memory, habit, and emotion you've ever experienced. From the moment you were born, your subconscious began absorbing messages from the world around you. The words of your parents, teachers, and friends, the experiences you had, all of them shaped the beliefs you carry today. For example, if you grew up hearing, "Money is hard to come by," your subconscious may have accepted that as fact, making financial success feel just out of reach, no matter how hard you work. Your subconscious doesn't question whether these beliefs are true or helpful. It simply follows them, like a loyal assistant carrying out orders without hesitation. This is why two people with the same skills can have completely different outcomes in life. One may move forward with confidence, while the other hesitates, held back by invisible doubts planted long ago. Your subconscious can't tell the difference between reality and imagination. When you vividly picture yourself achieving a goal, whether it's acing a presentation, landing a dream job, or feeling truly confident, your subconscious accepts it as real. It then starts aligning your thoughts, habits, and actions to make that vision come true. This is why athletes, entrepreneurs, and successful people in every field use visualization. By repeatedly imagining success, they train their subconscious to believe it's possible, and that belief shapes their reality. The same power is available to you. Your subconscious isn't just a silent observer, it's your greatest ally, waiting to be guided in the right direction. Chapter 2. How the subconscious influences thoughts, feelings, and actions. Every single day, your subconscious mind quietly shapes your decisions, emotions, and behaviors, often without you even realizing it. Think about the last time you made a snap judgment about someone or felt an instant wave of anxiety in a certain situation. That wasn't just random. It was your subconscious pulling from past experiences, beliefs, and deeply stored memories to guide your reaction. Take habits, for example. If you've ever struggled to break a bad habit, whether it's biting your nails, procrastinating, or reaching for junk food when stressed, it's not because you lack discipline. It's because your subconscious has linked that habit with comfort, relief, or even pleasure. No amount of willpower can override that connection until you reprogram the underlying belief. Your emotions, too, are deeply tied to your subconscious. Have you ever heard a song and suddenly been flooded with a memory from years ago? Or caught a whiff of a familiar scent and instantly been transported back to your childhood kitchen? These aren't just coincidences. They're proof of how powerfully your subconscious stores experiences and triggers emotional responses without your conscious input. Even the way you talk to yourself is shaped by your subconscious programming. If you frequently think things like, "I'll never be good at this," or "I don't deserve success," it's not because those thoughts are true. It's because your subconscious absorbed those messages at some point, maybe from past failures, criticism, or societal expectations. But awareness is the first step to change. Once you start noticing these hidden influences, the automatic reactions, the self-doubt, the habits you can't seem to shake, you gain the power to rewire them. Your subconscious may be running the show in the background, but you hold the remote control. And with the right tools, you can change the channel. Chapter 3. Why the subconscious is crucial for personal growth. You've probably heard all the standard self-improvement advice. Get up at 5 a.m. Work harder. Set bigger goals. While these strategies can help, they often forget one important truth. Lasting change doesn't start with what you do, but with what you believe. Imagine working tirelessly for success, only to procrastinate at the last minute, hesitate when an opportunity arises, or underestimate your accomplishments. It's frustrating, but it's not random. These behaviors often stem from subconscious beliefs like, "I'm not worthy," or "success is for other people." No matter how many motivational videos you watch or productivity hacks you try, those deep-seated programs will continue to hold you back, like an invisible hand is resetting your progress. That's why understanding your subconscious is like finding the missing puzzle piece of personal growth. Think of it like building a house. Your conscious mind can design the most beautiful structure, the detailed plans, the sturdy walls, the finest finishes. But if the foundation, your subconscious beliefs, is cracked or unstable, the whole thing will eventually collapse under the pressure. The real work of change happens beneath the surface. When you uncover those hidden beliefs, "I'm not smart enough," "I'll never be good with money," "I don't fit in here," you can finally rewrite them. And then change stops feeling like an uphill battle. Actions flow naturally. Opportunities feel accessible. Confidence grows from the inside out. It's not about positive thinking or forcing yourself to believe more. It's about alignment, when your deepest beliefs finally support your goals, not fight them. That's where true growth begins, the kind that transforms not just what you do, but who you are. Chapter 4. The Invisible Rules That Shape Your Life. Let me tell you about Sarah, a talented graphic designer who kept turning down high-paying clients. On the surface, she blamed bad luck and a tough market. But the real reason? A quiet voice in her subconscious whispering, "You're not good enough for big projects." She didn't even realize this belief was calling the shots until she started paying attention to how often she self-sabotaged when success came knocking. Our subconscious functions as an invisible director, shaping our lives through beliefs we've absorbed, often without examination. When someone carries the unexamined notion that financial stability remains perpetually out of reach, they'll unconsciously recreate circumstances that validate this belief. Similarly, someone convinced of their unworthiness in relationships will inevitably undermine promising connections. What makes these patterns particularly insidious is how utterly real and unquestionable they feel, like fundamental truths rather than the mental programming they are. The origins of these beliefs typically trace back to our formative years. Childhood experiences write the earliest drafts of our subconscious scripts. A parent's anxious conversations about money can establish lifelong associations between finances and stress. A careless remark from an authority figure about intellectual capabilities might solidify into a permanent self-concept. Even isolated moments of embarrassment can blossom into enduring fears that influence decades of behavior. The path to transformation begins with recognition, understanding that our most limiting beliefs are simply thoughts we've neglected to challenge. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't succeed," or "this always happens to me," pause and examine that assumption. Ask when this belief first took hold. Consider whether it's truly valid or merely an unchallenged narrative. Most importantly, recall all the instances that contradict this limiting idea, the times when you did succeed, when things worked out differently. With each examination, these rigid beliefs begin to soften, creating space for new, more empowering perspectives. The profound realization isn't just that you can change these patterns, it's that you were never truly bound by them in the first place. Every moment presents an opportunity to rewrite the rules that have been quietly running your life. Chapter 5. The Hidden Scrapbook That Runs Your Life. Imagine your subconscious mind as an old leather-bound journal that has been writing to itself since the day you were born. Every experience, big or small, has been recorded in its pages. But here's the thing. The most emotionally charged moments are written in bold, permanent ink, while mundane events have faded into the background. This is how your past quietly guides your present. Those childhood experiences, both the dramatic and the seemingly insignificant, have become the reference books your subconscious refers to when making decisions. If you are constantly compared to a more successful sibling, your subconscious mind will keep repeating over and over that you'll never catch up to them. If you've seen your parents constantly worry about bills, you've probably assumed that money means stress. But here's the life-changing secret. Memories aren't facts. They're interpretations, and interpretations can be edited. Imagine you're holding that old mental scrapbook in your hands. You can't erase the past, but you can add new notes in the margins. That time you failed, you can now see it as your first courageous attempt. That harsh criticism you received, you can recognize it as someone else's bad day, not your own truth. Techniques like visualization can help you gently revisit these moments and change their emotional charge. It's not about denying what happened, but about choosing what it means to you now. When you do this consistently, something remarkable happens. Your subconscious mind begins to consult these revised versions instead of the original. Your past wrote the first draft of your story, but you, the wiser, stronger you of today, proceed to write the final version. One edited memory at a time, you're not only changing the way you view your history, you're also changing how your history shapes your future. Chapter 6. Rewire your mind through mental rehearsal. Imagine you're standing at the free throw line during a championship game with just a few seconds left on the clock. The crowd is cheering loudly, your palms are sweaty, and everything hinges on this one shot. Now imagine, every great athlete in this situation has already made that shot, hundreds of times in their minds before they ever step on the court. This is the secret weapon of visualization. When you close your eyes and clearly imagine yourself succeeding, whether it's nailing a presentation, having a difficult conversation with ease, or achieving a long-term goal, you're giving your subconscious mind real experience points. It doesn't distinguish between real and imagined scenarios. The neural pathways that activate when you visualize are nearly identical to those activated during a real performance. The magic happens through repetition. Each mental exercise is like depositing confidence into your subconscious bank account. Over time, what once felt foreign becomes familiar. Your subconscious begins to accept this new version of reality, and you'll notice that you're naturally making choices that are in line with your vision. Affirmations serve as powerful companions to visualization. At first glance, repeating phrases like, "I am worthy of success," or "opportunities come to me effortlessly," may seem strange or untrue. But here's what's happening beneath the surface. You're slowly disrupting old, limiting beliefs and replacing them with new narratives. The key to making affirmations stick lies in emotional engagement. It's not about robot-like repetition, it's about connecting with the feeling behind the words. When you say, "I believe," while remembering a moment when you felt truly confident, the message penetrates deeply. Over time, your subconscious begins to accept these statements as truth, just as it once accepted the limiting beliefs that held you back. Think of your mind like a garden. Visualization plants the seeds of possibility, and affirmations water them daily. Some sprouts will appear quickly, while others take longer to poke through the surface. But with continued care, your mental landscape will change, and so will your reality. You don't need special tools or the right conditions to get started. Right now, in this very moment, you can begin to develop the mindset that will shape your future successes. Your mind is always listening. What would you like it to tell you today? Chapter 7. Update your mental system. Your subconscious mind works like an invisible operating system running quietly in the background of your life. And just like old software, those old mental programs can slow you down if you never update them. But you have powerful tools to rewrite this inner code. Through meditation, you create stillness where the constant chatter of your conscious mind quiets down, revealing hidden beliefs that have been running on autopilot. Hypnosis offers a direct route. By bypassing your critical conscious mind in that twilight state between waking and sleeping, you can plant new suggestions in the fertile ground of your subconscious. Journaling becomes an archaeological expedition into your psyche, where unfiltered writing uncovers patterns buried in phrases like, "I always," or "I can't." And repetition works like mental programming. Just as catchy jingles settle into your memory, consistent positive affirmations, especially when paired with vivid emotion, slowly chip away at old limiting beliefs. The beauty lies in choosing what resonates with you, whether it's one method or a combination, because change happens through regular, gentle effort rather than brute force. Remember, these subconscious patterns took years to form, so approach your mental upgrade with patience and persistence. With each small step, you're not just changing thoughts, You're fundamentally changing how you experience and interact with the world. So, which approach calls to you first? That quiet push you feel is your future self, celebrating the growth you're starting today. Chapter 8. How Your Whole Mind Works Together. It's not about luck, it's about alignment. When your deepest beliefs resonate with your conscious ambitions, your subconscious transforms from destroyer to strategist. Like a sophisticated internal GPS, it begins to uncover opportunities you'd usually miss, gently nudges you toward productive routines, and even solves problems while you relax. Remember those magical moments when everything just fell into place? It wasn't a coincidence, it was a taste of what's possible when your whole psyche works in harmony. The beautiful truth is that you can intentionally cultivate this state. By doing the inner work, changing limiting beliefs, practicing visualization, and strengthening empowering patterns, you're not just pursuing goals, you're embedding success into your identity. Suddenly, progress is not driven by willpower alone, but by the quiet, relentless momentum of a subconscious that's fully committed to your vision. This is where real change begins, when every part of you is moving in the same direction, turning what once seemed impossible into your new normal. And there you have it. Your subconscious isn't just a background player, it's the quiet force shaping your entire life. You have the power to rewire it. You're not stuck with the old stories, the old patterns, or the self-doubt. You can choose a new script, one that empowers you, excites you, and pulls you toward the life you actually want. So as you move forward, remember this. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen with intention. Now, you've got everything you need to start. Let's end with this. What's one old belief you're ready to let go of? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. We're in this together, and your next chapter starts now.